We were at a friend's housewarming party when I stepped outside to take a call. Just a quick check-in from one of the kids in my program. By the time I slipped back inside, laughter and music had filled the place again. That's when I heard it. Someone asked my girlfriend if she'd say yes if I proposed. She laughed, light and familiar, the kind of laugh that once felt like home. "Oh, no," she said, her voice a little lower but still perfectly clear. "I'm not trying to marry someone like him. He's fine for now, but that's it." I froze. She didn't know I was there. Didn't see me standing in the hallway, hard in my throat, hand in my pocket where a small velvet ring box rested. The one I'd saved for 6 months to buy. I'd been waiting for the right moment. Clearly, it had already passed. I didn't say a word. I just turned around and left. She didn't even realize I was gone until people started asking where I'd gone. That was 3 days ago. Now she's begging me to marry her, to start fresh, to forget what I heard. I haven't answered yet. And honestly, just having someone listen right now, it matters more than you know. When you spent most of your life feeling like you're not enough, having that fear confirmed by the person you trusted most hits differently. I grew up in the foster care system. My mom lost her battle with addiction when I was 8. My father was never in the picture. By the time I was 17, I'd lived in 11 different homes. I learned early not to get attached because nothing lasted. Not people, not homes, not love. Still, I survived, graduated high school, got a scholarship to community college, worked 2 jobs, earned a degree in social work. Now, at 32, I run a nonprofit that helps foster youth transition into independent living. The work matters. It makes a difference, but it doesn't pay much. I drive an old car, rent a modest apartment, shop secondhand, not because I'm struggling, but because I've learned how to be careful. Then I met Sabrina. We were opposites. She worked in pharmaceutical sales, designer heels, airport lounges, expense accounts. On paper, we didn't make sense, but somehow we did. She said my work inspired her, said I had a kind of strength she admired. And for the first time in my life, I felt truly seen. Of course, not everyone understood us. I heard the whispers. He's her charity case. I pretended it didn't bother me, but it echoed something deep, something familiar. Still, I believed in what we had. She met my friends, my co-workers, introduced me to her family, left a toothbrush at my place. We talked about the future, kids even, and then came that night. The party was at Troy's place, a friend I met in the system. He'd built a construction business from the ground up, just bought his first home. I was proud of him. Sabrina was her usual radiant self, chatting effortlessly with everyone. Around 9 p.m., I stepped outside to help one of my kids locked out of his apartment. I promised to head over with the spare key. I slipped back in to let Sabrina know I'd be leaving briefly. That's when I heard it. That laugh. Those words. He's fine for now, but that's it. She kept going. Jack's sweet. And yeah, his story is touching. But come on, he's always going to be scraping by. His idea of a vacation is camping. He gets calls from those kids at all hours. It's nice for a while, gives you perspective. But marry him? Live like that forever? No way. I felt like I was falling, like the floor had dropped from under me. I left, quietly, helped the kid, drove home in silence. My phone blew up. Sabrina, Troy, Sarah, texts, missed calls. I didn't answer. Eventually, I sent one message. I heard what you said at Troy's. I need space. She came to my place, waited in the parking lot. More calls, more messages. I didn't respond. Then, Tuesday morning, I answered a call from an unknown number. Jack, please don't hang up. I'm pregnant. My world tilted. She said she'd taken 3 tests. All positive. The doctor confirmed it. 6 weeks along. I know what I said sounded horrible, she said, voice shaking. But I need you. Please. We met at a coffee shop, neutral ground. She looked like a ghost of herself. No makeup. Red eyes. Messy hair. Nothing like the polished woman I'd known. I know what I said was cruel, she began. It was awful. I was scared. Sarah asked me that question, and I panicked. Everyone was watching. I reverted to someone I thought I'd outgrown, someone who judges on shallow things. And I hate that part of me. I was scared, too, I said quietly. Scared to love you this deeply. Because what if you see through me? What if I'm just a phase you outgrow? She reached into her bag and pulled out a small worn journal. Read the page I marked, she whispered. April 16th. Jack mentioned kids again today. Casually, like it was obvious we'd have them together. I couldn't stop smiling after he left. I never wanted kids before. Thought they'd derail my career. But with him, I picture a little boy with his kind eyes, a girl with his quiet strength. Is this what it feels like when you find your person? That was 2 months ago, she said. There are dozens of entries like that. I've loved you longer than I ever admitted, even to myself. I closed the journal. I need time, I told her. That night, I called Troy. Asked what happened after I left the party. He hesitated. You're not going to believe this. But like half an hour after you left, Sabrina started showing people photos from your childhood. The old ones you keep locked away. Said she'd been scanning and restoring them to make an album. Those photos, my only mementos from foster care, had been hidden in a fireproof box. I checked when I got home. The box was still there, but inside, every photo had been carefully restored, reprinted, preserved. There was a USB drive labeled digital backups, and a receipt from a restoration service dated 3 months ago. 2 days later, I stood outside her apartment. She opened the door slowly. I have questions, I said. We talked for hours about the party, the pregnancy, our fears, and what shaped us. I need you to understand something. I told her. I've spent my whole life being someone's project, their good deed. I can't be with someone who sees me that way. I don't, she said quietly. That night, those words came from fear, not truth. And I'm sorry, but I've seen who you are. I want our child to know that kind of goodness. I pulled out the ring box. Her eyes widened. I was going to propose at Troy's. Had a whole thing planned. She covered her mouth, eyes brimming. I'm not giving you this now, I said, slipping the box away. Not yet. We've got a long way to go. But I want this child. And I want to try to build something real, something honest. That was a week ago. She's staying with me now. We're taking things slow. She has morning sickness, and I hold her hair back without complaint. We've started therapy. Still have a long road ahead. But last night, one of my kids called at 2 a.m. needing a ride. I got up, groggy, but before I could grab my keys, she sat up beside me. You look tired, she said. Maybe I should go. That moment, that tiny gesture, maybe it's not a grand, perfect ending, but it might just be the beginning of something real.